Jacob Fatu looked the USOS in their eyes and said, "Interfere in my match and I will burn this entire family tree to the ground. Stop everything you are doing right now." Because what happened on SmackDown this past Friday night, less than 24 hours before Backlash, was not just a promo. It was not just a segment. It was a man standing in the middle of a wrestling ring with his entire bloodline staring at him from the ramp, with the weight of 12 years of suffering and sacrifice sitting on his chest, with the World Heavyweight Championship 24 hours away from either validating every single moment of pain he has ever endured or crushing him in front of the very family that never believed in him, and saying with absolute zero hesitation that he will destroy every single one of them if they try to take this moment away from him. Jacob Fatu opened SmackDown. He did not wait for an entrance package. He did not wait for a highlight reel. He walked out to that Jacksonville crowd and said the words that every single member of the First family needed to hear before Tampa. He said, "I am not going to Backlash to fight Roman Reigns. I am going to take the championship from him." And then Jimmy and GUSO walked out. And GUSO looked his cousin in the eye and told him, "Roman is not just going to beat you. He is going to break you. Emotionally. Physically. And he is going to do it in front of your entire family." And Jacob Fatu, the man who came out of a jail cell, who spent 12 years grinding in obscurity, who was used as a weapon and then discarded, who has been told his entire life that he was never supposed to be here, pointed his finger directly at both Usos and delivered the most chilling sentence spoken on WWE television in 2026. "If either one of you interferes in that match, I will burn this whole goddamn family tree down." And the crowd lost their minds. And he meant every single word. Jacob Fatu opened SmackDown by telling the crowd that he is not fighting Roman Reigns for the World Heavyweight Championship, he is taking it from him. Ringside News, https://www.ringsidnews.com/wwe-raw-results-highlights-key-moments-April-27-2026. That distinction: fighting versus taking is everything. Fighting implies uncertainty. Fighting implies two equal forces colliding and seeing who survives. Taking implies inevitability. Taking implies that the outcome has already been decided in Fatu's mind and all that remains is the physical act of collecting what already belongs to him. And then Fatu went somewhere deeply personal, somewhere that no scripted promo fully captures because the truth behind it is too raw and too real. He said that since they were young, the family has always seen Roman as the future while no one saw anything in him. Ringside News, https://www.ringsidnews.com/wwe-raw-results-highlights-key-moments-April-27-2026. Nobody. Not the family elders back in San Francisco near the Cow Palace. Not the cousins. Not the aunts and uncles and grandparents who watched Roman Reigns become a global superstar while Jacob Fatu was grinding in obscurity on the independent circuit. Fatu said it himself on ESPN when they were up in WWE running the Bloodline. He was broke, foaming at the mouth, grinding on the front line, and that Backlash is exactly the moment he was grinding for. Pro Wrestling Torch, https://www.pwtorch.com/site/2026/046/20hyphen Raw-Vs-Hyphen Raquel. He called himself the cousin that was never supposed to be here. And then he looked at the crowd and said, "Look where we are now." That is not a wrestling character speaking. That is a human being processing years of being underestimated through the only microphone he has ever been given and daring anyone in that building to tell him his moment is not real. Jimmy USO came to the ring and told Fatu immediately that they were not out there to change his mind because they know that is not going to happen before Backlash. Ringside News, https://www.ringsidnews.com/wwe-raw-results-highlights-key-moments-April-27-2026. That alone is significant. Jimmy USO, standing on that ramp representing the First family, acknowledged upfront that Jacob Fatu's conviction is immovable, that you cannot talk sense into a man who has already decided. And then Jimmy said something that contained more warmth than anything Roman Reigns has ever offered Fatu. He told Fatu that they are proud of him for making it to the main event. WWE, https://www.WWE.com/shows/raw/2026-04-27/Roman-Reigns-Jacob- Fatu. They are proud of him. The Usos are standing there in the First family representing Roman Reigns, the man who told Fatu he does not deserve it, who told him he is beneath him, who grabbed a steel chair and swung it at his own family member, and even they cannot help but express genuine pride in what Jacob Fatu has accomplished. Think about how damning that is for Roman Reigns' entire narrative. His own allies cannot stand in front of Jacob Fatu without acknowledging that his journey deserves respect. And then GUSO took the microphone and drove the knife in as deep as it would go. She told Fatu that Roman is going to beat him and that it is not the worst part. The worst part is that Roman is going to break him down emotionally, physically, and do all of it to him in front of his entire family. Yardbarker, https://www.yardbarker.com/wrestling/articles/Roman_Reigns_4 G was speaking from experience. He lived through Roman Reigns dismantling him in that exact way emotionally, physically, publicly. And he was warning Jacob Fatu that the same fate was coming. Jacob Fatu listened to every word GUSO said. And then he fired back with the most precise and devastating verbal counter of his entire WWE career. Fatu pointed out the bizarre nature of G's warning by hammering down the one fact that made everything G said completely irrelevant. GUSO has never beaten Roman Reigns. Cage side seats, https://www.cageside-seats.com/www-4376377/www-answers-preview-APR-27-Answers-Jacob-Fatu-Henry-Daebut-Consort-Becky-Heinrich Returns. The man warning him about losing to Roman Reigns is a man who has never once beaten Roman Reigns himself. The man telling him to be afraid of what Roman does to people who challenge him is a man who has lived on the losing side of that equation for years. Fatu was not cruel about it. He was not mocking. He was simply stating an undeniable truth that rendered the entire warning meaningless. And then he made his own promise. Fatu told the Usos that at Backlash, the only thing their family will see is him as the new World Heavyweight Champion. Yardbarker, https://www.yardbarker.com/wrestling/articles/Roman_Reigns_4 and then he delivered the sentence that the entire building had been building toward from the moment that segment began. Fatu warned Jimmy and G that if they tried to interfere in the match, he would burn this whole goddamn family tree down. WWE, https://www.WWE.com/shows/raw/2026-04-27/Roman-Reigns-Jacob-Fatu, not a suggestion, not a request. A warning delivered with the full force of a man who has absolutely nothing left to lose and everything left to gain. Even after leaving the ring, Fatu kept yelling into the camera saying nobody ever expected him to reach this point and that he is ready to destroy everything to fulfill his destiny. Cage side seats, https://www.cageside-seats.com/www-4376377/www-Fatu-Henry-Daebut-Consort-Becky-Heinrich Returns. The Samoan werewolf was not performing. He was confessing. Here is the layer of this story that makes it unlike almost anything else in modern professional wrestling, and it is the detail that should make every single person watching feel the full emotional weight of what is happening between Jacob Fatu and Roman Reigns. On the No Contest Wrestling podcast, Fatu revealed that the intensity of this program, specifically his use of the Tongan death grip on family members, has created genuine, real-life tension within the actual Anoa'i family. WWE, https://www.video/full-raw-highlights-April-27-2026. He was not talking about a storyline. He was talking about real people sitting in real homes watching their family members lock submission holds on each other and feeling genuine discomfort about it. Fatu said there is friction from the elders from the Ogs back at home in San Francisco near the Cow Palace, and that in Polynesian culture, family means everything, so seeing cousins go at it this way hits differently than watching them work against outsiders. WWE, https://www.video/full-raw-highlights-April-27-2026. He acknowledged that his cousins, the real human beings beneath the characters, have seen each other in difficult professional situations before, but that this chapter feels different. And that is what makes Jacob Fatu's threat to burn the family tree down so emotionally resonant and so genuinely moving. He is not just threatening a fictional faction in a wrestling storyline. He is a real man, from a real family, with real relationships built over decades, and he is saying that this championship, this moment, this validation of 12 years of suffering matters more to him than the discomfort of the people who never believed he would get here. Fatu said his feud with Roman is built entirely on grievance that he came out of prison, that Solo Sikoa was the one who brought him to WWE, and that Roman Reigns never did anything for him or his family. WWE, https://www.wwe.com/video/full-raw-highlights-April-27-2026. That is not a character motivation. That is a biography. Here is the question that is going to define Backlash and potentially the entire summer of WWE programming. The Usos walked out onto that SmackDown ramp representing Roman Reigns and the First Family. They delivered Roman's warning through G's mouth. They performed their function as loyal soldiers of the OTC. And then they stood there and listened to Jacob Fatu tell them that if they interfere, he burns the family tree down, and neither one of them said a word in response. No bravado. No counter threat. No assurance that they would do whatever Roman needed regardless of the consequences. They stood there. And they absorbed it. Reports from observers note that the depth of G and Jimmy's relationship with Fatu makes their loyalty to Roman genuinely questionable, with the segment specifically designed to plant maximum doubt about which way the Usos turn when the moment of crisis arrives in Tampa. Ringside News, https://www.ringsidnews.com/wwe-raw-results-highlights-key-moments-April-27-2026, GUSO told Fatu that Roman broke him the same way he plans to break Jacob. GUSO lived through Roman Reigns' abuse and manipulation and emotional destruction, and he came back anyway and called it family. So when Fatu stands over Roman Reigns in that ring in Tampa with the Tongan death grip locked in and the crowd screaming, what does GUSO actually do? Does the First Family loyalty override the truth he just spoke out loud on SmackDown? Or does the version of GUSO who once screamed "I quit" in that ring finally make a different choice? Multiple possible Backlash endings have been discussed, including Solo Sikoa potentially interfering on Fatu's behalf only to accidentally cost him the match, setting up a future Fatu vs. Sikoa collision that neither man is ready to have yet. WWE, https://www.wwe.com/shows/raw/2026-04-27, but the most explosive ending, the one that changes everything, is the Usos standing still when Roman needs them most. Jacob Fatu said it on ESPN when the Bloodline was running WWE and he was broke and grinding on the front line. Backlash is exactly the moment he was grinding for. He was the cousin that was not supposed to be here. Pro Wrestling Torch, https://www.pwtorch.com/site/2026/046/2025-Raw-Hyphen, He came out of a jail cell and decided to become a professional wrestler. He trained under Rikishi. He ground for 7 years on the independent circuit. He held a championship for 819 days. He came to WWE and was handed to Solo Sikoa as a weapon. He had his titles stripped. He was written off television twice. He stood in Roman Reigns' face on Raw and was told he does not deserve it. He was told he is beneath him. He was told it would be nepotism to give him a chance. And on Friday night in Jacksonville, Florida, the night before the biggest match of his entire life, Jacob Fatu stood in the middle of a WWE ring with his cousin staring at him and told the entire world, "I will burn this family tree to the ground before I let anyone steal this moment from me." Backlash is tonight in Tampa. The Tongan death grip is locked and loaded. And Jacob Fatu is all gas and no brakes. Drop your Backlash prediction right now in the comments. Does Jacob Fatu become the new World Heavyweight Champion tonight? Do the Usos stay loyal to Roman or finally make a different choice? And does the family tree survive the night? Share this video with every wrestling fan you know. We Are Wrestling News CC in Tampa is about to change everything forever.